Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new episode of Trash Talk. I'm here with a very, very special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm BillsYT from the BillsYT channel.
Just jumping straight into it. Usually, I like to start at the beginning with my guests, so just talking about how they got into YouTube, how they started creating content. So for you, what did you start doing when you came onto YouTube and creating content? Like, what was that like for you, or what sort of content did you do right at the beginning?
Well, there's two beginnings to my YouTube career. They started when I was like 13 years old, but I'll do like more recently when I was like I think it was 2020 when I actually started. So I started
Hmm.
doing basketball content all the way back in 2020. It was like my channel was always like basketball content, but then I started doing it again in 2020 because the pandemic hit and I had nothing else to do. So I was like, I'll just do the basketball content once again, and then one day I just did the GeoWise video. I'm not sure if you saw it, but it was one of my most viewed videos on my channel for a while. And then
Yeah.
I was like, dang, I gotta change the content up. And so I changed it up to the commentary channel or like the commentary content. And then I did lose a couple maybe 100 subscribers from that because people are there for the basketball, but then when I switched it, they're like, all right, well, we're gonna leave.
Yeah. And like, I've like while looking at your channel and looking at the older content, you did a video, and I think this would be fun. You did a video called "Tips and Tricks to Start a Commentary Channel," right?
Yeah.
Um, how do you think like what would be your tips now for a commentary channel? Before we get into like your newer content and stuff, what would be your tips for a commentary channel? Because I feel like in the past couple of years, it's probably changed quite a bit, right? Like I know
Yeah.
for me, like making content in commentary is completely different from 2016, 2020, let alone now, right? So, what would be your tips for someone that would want to be creating commentary content now?
Honestly, I'd have to say go for if you're just starting out, go for some of the content creators that have been covered. You don't want to go too far into the rabbit hole of people that are um not too big online because then if you're doing that, then you're not going to get as many views or that much support from that.
Hmm.
So I think if you do the bigger like Jake Paul's or anybody like Ethan Klein or not drama alert, but no,
Yeah.
like just some of the bigger content creators that have been in controversy, I think that will build your viewership up pretty quickly. But then after you get to a certain point, then you can go and look at smaller content creator channels that may have controversies. But I think just staying kind of like consistent is a really big thing to grow a channel, at least right now,
Yeah.
to stay in the algorithm and just keeping a thumbnail design or something that could pinpoint your channel. Like I see a lot of people that change their thumbnails a lot, and trust me, I've had a repetitive content or a repetitive thumbnail that I've had in a lot of my videos. I changed it up a little bit, but I keep some of those key features to make it known that it's still me.
No, 100%. And like even looking back at your some of your older content, right? Looking at your like Downfall series and the Rise and Fall stuff, they've got a very consistent thumbnail, right? Like you've got the arrow, you've got the certain set of colors in the background, you've got the
Yeah.
analytics, right? So it sticks, right? So if you are like on the homepage or like browse features and you've been recommended, like people should know that what they're expecting, right? Going into that.
Yeah. Yep.
They immediately know that okay, this is Bill's YT video. This is what I'm going to be watching. Like this is like oh okay, I'm going to expect this. I'm going to expect that. Which I guess for viewers is good, right? Like you can go into the video going right. I know exactly what to expect from this creator.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't want to change it up too much. Like for a while, I had it to where they had like the channel name and username like in a box underneath that user or underneath the person that's in the thumbnail, which kind of made it known that it was my thumbnail. But then, of course, you can't have it repetitive for so long. So I try to do it
Yeah.
now with like the black and white background, and then I took the box that says their channel name and I made it to where something's over their eyes, like either gross. Like recently, I just posted a video today, and it had gross over it, and it's kind of like a consistent thing that I do on my channel, to where
Mhm.
it kind of identifies myself or identifies my channel if I'm on the recommended.
No, 100%. And talking about some of maybe your newer content, right? Because I feel like like maybe for a lot of people that do watch commentary now, that's what you're going to be known for, right? Regardless of like some of your most popular videos, but we'll get to in a bit.
Mhm.
For your newer content, for maybe people that like don't watch a lot of it or like have only seen a couple of videos, what do you do like with your newer content? Like, what is your basis? Like, what sort of things do you upload?
Now I do like more video essays. A deep dive. I kind of when I first started, I was doing rise and fall videos, which is a big genre that came out in like 2021, where everybody was watching it, including myself before I actually started making the content. But
Hmm.
now I try to do like deeper video essays on either like smaller content creators or people on TikTok, or I just enjoy doing like deep dive videos. So if you've seen recently on my channel, I've had like a upload like my video length nowadays is probably like 30 to 40 minutes long, whereas before it was like around 10 to 15 minutes long. And I
Hmm.
think it's just when you go into like my video, you'll see like a lot of the dramas or controversies that that content creator went through, and I kind of try to have it all in one video, but also not as deep, like not as like long of a video as like a troll video. You know how he has like a
Yeah, yeah.
TRO video. So
Hmm.
I think I make better videos than I did in the past, but
Yeah.
it's up to the fans to really decide.
Well, for you, like going from making maybe shorter videos, right? Like the average length, like 10 to 50 minutes to making 30, 40-minute videos. How has that changed in content creation? Because I know for myself, going from like making videos that were maybe topic commentary related and they'd be maybe 5 to 10 minutes and going to maybe making documentary stuff, like I did one on Andrew Tate, right? Which was like 40, 50 minutes.
Mhm.
It's a massive jump in editing. So for you, how has that affected your like editing process and like being able to do that? Has it affected it a lot, or is it basically the same, just longer?
I can admit I kind of do some lazy editing sometimes. It's not gonna be
Hmm.
masterful like on a scale of like Internet Anarchist or like Sunny V2. It's never gonna be that
Yeah.
visually appealing. They're just they're great. So I can't even go to that level. But
Hmm.
I guess it is a little bit longer in a way because I'm trying to do editing, but you kind of want to make it to be entertaining for like people that are watching, and so they watch all the way through. So
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it can get repetitive when I'm editing to where I'm like, all right, now I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this, and it does seem repetitive sometimes. But
Hmm.
I think I think editing longer videos, it's still again more fun than just editing like the 10 to 15 minute videos, because you really have to focus on different editing styles to try to make it more appealing for somebody that's going to be watching a 45-minute video instead of like a 15-minute video.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like when you're appealing to a demographic that wants to watch a 40, 50-minute video, right? It's got to be visually appealing as well, I guess, right? Because if
Yeah.
you're sitting there for 50 minutes and it's just like, I don't know, some Roblox gameplay, Minecraft, or whatever gameplay you can find,
Yeah.
right? It's,
Yeah.
I won't be visually entertained, right? I'm going to switch off. It's going to be a video I play in the background, right?
Yeah.
Whereas when you look at maybe your videos or like, I guess I know you said that like your editing isn't on par with someone like in Anarchist or whatever, but like again, like I'd be actively watching that video instead of having it on in the background. So I guess that's the distinction between having like lower editing, medium editing, and then like a higher quality of editing. Is
Mhm.
that do you want those videos to be played in the background while someone's like doing their homework or whatever they're fucking doing, or do you want people to be actually engaged with your content and you?
I kind of like both. Sometimes I
Mhm.
get like a message saying that they watch it before they go to sleep, or they watch it to go to sleep. And sometimes I don't know how I feel about that, because I'm like, dang,
Yeah, yeah.
is my voice really like that calming? But I kind of like when people watch the visuals of it as well. I'm starting
Hmm.
to try to bring in more like a comedic side to me, because for a while I was pretty monotone, because I was pretty much straight to the point with my older videos, and really talked, I wouldn't say boring, but pretty calmly. But with
Hmm.
my recent video that I just uploaded, I try to make or poke fun at some of the things that this guy was doing. And I
Yeah.
think that would be something that I would want people to watch and not just have it on in the background. But I think even if they have it on in the background, once they see
Hmm.
those funny parts, they'll go back and rewatch it. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know, it doesn't really matter to me. I mean, as long as they're watching it or even listening to it, it makes me feel better, because it's like if I didn't have anybody watching the videos, I mean, I'd still upload them, but I probably wouldn't do as long of a video because of just how long it takes to do the scripts and editing.
Yeah, exactly. And for you, what was the thing that made you switch over to that content, right? Because like doing 15-minute videos to doing 40-minute videos, it is different, right? Like it is different
Yeah.
style of content. Like what made you go, okay, right, this is the content that I want to do or I need to do for the channel. Like what was that switch and that click for you? Was like, okay, right, let's do this form of content instead of this form of commentary.
Honestly, man, I've always wanted to do like longer videos, and
Hmm.
I always just had like an urge just to see if I can do it. And one of the bigger, like I saw that my shorter videos stopped getting as many views, and I felt like longer videos started to get that viewership to where more people were watching that instead of like the shorter videos. And I started to see people in my comment section saying that they wanted longer videos.
Hmm.
So I was like, let me try with the mini lad video and have it around 30 minutes long. I'll redo because I've done the mini lad video in the past where it was only like 15 to 17 minutes long.
Yeah.
But again, that's not enough to get the full story of mini lad because I was cutting corners back then just to make it more entertaining for people that were watching it. But now I wanted to really deep dive into it. So I was like, let me just do like a longer video, deep dive into it, not have anything out of context and try to keep it as like uncut as possible.
Hmm.
And I started looking at more of his like uh his twit longer or the other person's twit longer that he put out on Mini Lad, and I read into that, and I just wanted to make the video a little bit more juicy and filled with a little bit more substance than just filler content or anything else around that
Hmm.
thing. So I started it out with the mini lad video, and it blew up. It got like 1.4 million views, and then after that, I just was trying like having multiple content creators in one video. So I did like the worst apologies on the internet, and then I did the biggest creeps on YouTube, which are two videos I think are around 30 to 40 minutes long. And those are actually pretty fun to make. And I think I just find it more enjoyable to make those videos. Even though I'm putting more work in, it feels more fun to create those videos. Especially if I'm doing multiple content creators in one video. Cause like, I don't know, it's something that excites me to make that script or record that video because I don't know. It's just I feel like if I'm putting my mind to something and it comes out well, even if it does bad, then I still have like a sense of accomplishment to do it.
Yeah, yeah, and I guess with that, right? Well, when you're making a longer video instead of maybe a shorter video, right? Like you said, right? You're putting more effort in, but you get way more out of it, right? Like that complete video you can look at and you can be like proud, right? Where like not
Hmm.
not saying that of course you're not proud of some of the shorter videos you've done, right? But if you look
Yeah.
at a shorter video, like I know if I look at some of my shorter content, I know that a lot of it I'm not proud of. There's a couple there that I am, but a lot of it I'm not. Whereas if I
Hmm.
look at a video that I've spent maybe 2 3 weeks like working on, it's like 40 50 minutes, it's got like editing in, I've really like tried my best, it's a video that I'm proud of, and you can see that in the reflection of the people that watch the content, people that like it, leave comments and stuff. And I guess in that aspect, like you said, it is more rewarding, right? You get
Hmm.
more out of doing a longer form video or even like this a longer form content piece instead of doing maybe a shorter one.
Hmm. Yeah, I do.
And yeah, 100%. And I do want to speak about like other pieces of content and video do. I know that like you've got other forms of like channels and stuff. I know you have a second channel. And again, for people that aren't familiar with maybe your second channel, what sort of stuff do you do over there?
That's more like a topic commentary. I'll just play some Spider-Man in the background.
Yeah.
Uh, for the most part, it was movie reviews. But when the SAG-AFTRA strike started, then I didn't want to do movie reviews. But I've stopped doing movie reviews even before that.
Hmm.
And but I started to switch over to like you know how Turkey Tom has Tom Dark where he does like the smaller commentaries.
Yeah.
So I got some inspiration from him to do that as well, and then I've taken some inspiration from like Mr. Gigi and some of these other commentary channels that have second channels to where they'll post some of the things that they won't post on their main channel. So I was like, let me just try that out. It's like topic commentary, but if I want to put other things in there as well, then I can. And I feel like it's more like
Mhm.
a personality based where I could joke around or I'm off the script. So a lot of the times when I'm making those videos, I'm not on script. I'm just rambling on, which could be bad. I feel like I find myself deleting a lot out of the voiceovers
Hmm.
because sometimes I'll stutter or I'll forget something, so it'll be like a long pause of what I'm talking about. But
Yeah.
yeah, I try to have people go and check that out as well because those are videos that I don't really edit, but for a while as a kid, I wasn't able to get like sentences out without like stuttering or having to think about it beforehand. So
Hmm.
it just makes me feel good that people actually watch those videos as well. But I don't promote it as much as I should. Like I
Hmm.
have it in the description of my channel or like any video that I put out, but I have it in the comments as well. But I don't like tell everybody to go look at it like a bunch of times a week.
Well, and I guess as well, it's an outlet, right? It's
Yeah.
a place where you come on and you can make like topic commentary, right? If you see something on Twitter, I don't know, take Snipewolf for example, right? I don't know, a random popular
Mhm.
situation, right? And you have some strong views, or you have a view that you want to get out there. It's a way that you don't like clutter up your like main channel with, right? But you can still be able to get it out to the people you want to see it. You still get something out of it, like not only in view wise, but you also get to express your opinions on something that realistically you wouldn't normally do on your main channel, right? So
Mhm.
I guess for that it works as a way of it's like an extension of well, like your main channel, but also maybe your other views, your other thoughts that you wouldn't usually get to put out there. Because I guess with the content that you do, it's not always very opinionated, right? You've got your own opinions on it. Let's take Jalyn for example, right? You've got your own
Mhm.
opinions on Jalyn, right? But at the same time, you're telling the story of Jalyn and why Jalyn is hated and what's happened in that situation drama. Whereas maybe on your second channel, you can have maybe a little bit more of an opinion to that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like, is that something that you enjoy doing? As like maybe more of a release, an opinionated piece, rather than telling the story of someone.
Yeah. Like again, what you were saying with the Sniper Wolf situation,
Mhm.
that's something that I would make a video on and speak about the situation and just give my thoughts on. I think that's the
Yeah,
best thing about it is because like we saw with Sunny V2 where he had his opinions on something on his own main channel, like with the Chris Tyson video where
yeah.
he said what he had to say. And yeah. I mean, I guess in the second channel I wouldn't like say anything disrespectful or like left out of left field. Mostly because I really don't feel that way towards things. But
Hmm.
it would definitely just be my opinion on certain things. Like I've made videos on like countless sponsors that I've done for, or like the best sponsors I've worked with, or sponsors that are the worst to work with, and
Yeah.
those have done well. But it's just me speaking. I don't really need to go off a script or think about what I'm going to say next. It's just whatever I have to say.
Yeah, 100%. And like when doing that content, does that like for you? Is it nice being able to be off script and just be a bit more relaxed? Because I guess although with your main channel content, you enjoy doing it, right? Like I feel like
Hmm.
if you weren't, you wouldn't be doing it. You wouldn't be doing it to this degree, right? Uploading this consistently. But like,
Hmm.
is it more freeing? Is it just nice to be able to sit down and go, right? I could just speak. I don't have to follow a script. I don't have to heavily edit this because people know that they're gonna like expect a video that is lower quality editing. It's just a gameplay commentary video, right? Like,
Hmm.
is that nice to be able to just sit down and just go, fuck it, I can say whatever like comes to my head and I can talk about whatever I want on here because it's a second channel.
Yeah, no, it's definitely freeing because I could just sit down if I'm like, dang, I need to make a video for the second channel, then I could just sit down and then say what I have to say, and bam, it's done. I don't really need to put any. I mean, I wouldn't say effort because whatever I'm thinking about is,
Hmm.
I guess it is effort because you're still voiceover doing the voiceover, but
Hmm.
I'm not editing the video. I'm not doing the script for the video. I'm not doing the research. Obviously I'm on Twitter a lot of the times anyways, so I'm like I already know a little bit of the information, so it's not me doing all the research all at once. So yeah, it is
Yeah, yeah.
freeing.
And like, it's just speaking about like other maybe content creation outlets. I know that like fucking you have a Twitch linked that you don't really use or whatever. But is there any other creative outlets that like you do or you want to do in the future or anything? Or are you pretty content with just doing your main channel and just, like doing your second channel?
I was gonna do Twitch eventually, but
Hmm.
I don't know exactly what happened. I just moved, so I moved into an actual house instead of an apartment. So now I
Yeah.
think I would actually do that without actually getting like the cops called on me from like if you're screaming in an apartment. But I'm not too sure yet. I do like the outlet that I have with my main channel and my second channel because
Mhm.
it keeps me feeling good. Like I have an outlet to do or say what I want, and I just don't want to start a community on Twitch and then eventually are stepping away or not giving them what they want to be consistent because with Twitch you have to be consistent as well. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a lot that I would have to think about because me and my wife we do have a reaction channel as well, but we haven't uploaded to it in a long time either. But
Mhm.
I don't know. I just like making videos and I like doing content. So it's hard to say if I'm gonna continue to or if I'm gonna do Twitch or not because one point I really want to do Twitch and then one point I don't because I'm fulfilled with like YouTube and my second channel. So I don't know yet. I don't know.
No, 100%. And like it seems like as someone, I feel like in commentary, right? A lot of people you see in commentary, maybe that's their whole thing, right? That's their whole life, whatever. It seems like you've got your life together, right? Like, and I hope this isn't too much of an intrusive question, but is YouTube like a only a passion project, or is it your like full-time job, or like what is that for you? Like, is it something that you do your job, you come home to, and you make videos, or like what is that for you?
I mean, I get paid from YouTube. It is my full time job, but I do have a passion for it. That's the thing. Like, if I didn't
Hmm.
have a passion for it, there's a bunch of different things I could do and would do.
Yeah.
But so I've been doing YouTube since I was like 12 years old, even before it was
Mhm.
cool, and I was in school talking about it. I know you saw some of the Mr. Beast like clips where he's like, "I've been hyper focused on YouTube since I was
Yeah.
like 13." So
Yeah.
that's the same for me. I'd be in class just thinking about it and not even getting any work done.
Hmm.
So for a while, it was just like a passion project. Obviously, I wasn't making any money off of it. Then I took some time off, and then I came back just to say like, "Haha, let me try it," because I was in a rough space, and it was during the pandemic, so I was like, "Let me just try it." I have nothing else to do, so I tried it, and then it started taking off, and I was really happy about that. And I think it's all about staying grounded as well. And I don't know if this question is going to be coming up later on, but for a while I was always looking at the views, looking at the views. I'm sure you can attest
Yeah.
to this as well, where you're
Yeah.
just staring at the real time view counter to check and check and check. And when I first started, like again when I was doing commentary videos, I would be at 10,000 subscribers, and if a video didn't hit 50,000 views, then I'd be like, "Damn, that's flop. My career's dead."
Yeah.
But I'm like,
Yeah.
that's when I started to feel like it was more like work, and I was over pressure, like putting too much pressure on myself to make sure that the videos were well or were doing well. But now I feel like I'm back at that point where it is just passion, like a passion project, but I get paid for it, and it is my full time job. I'd never put like those two together. I just I don't know. I just really love YouTube, and
Mhm.
I'd never really see it as a job. I just see it as like a creative outlet.
No, no, 100%, and I can 100% like relate to like looking at the views and like I even know with like my main channel I haven't really uploaded on there in a while, but I know when I do upload on there and it doesn't get I don't know, maybe let's say 1,000 views within an hour, right? I go, oh fuck, right, I've messed up here,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Which it isn't a good way to look at it, right? Because
yeah.
you get burnt out, you get tired of doing it because it isn't nice, right? To constantly think about the views, like you should do it because you enjoy it, right? Like the
Mm-hmm.
views are nice, right? Don't get me wrong. Like if I wake up and see a video's done really well, right? I'm happy. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there should be the incentive for people. I think the incentive should be I do YouTube because I enjoy it, right? And I think that's what a
Exactly.
lot of people get out of doing second channels, right? Is it's just their passion. They don't care about the views or the subscribers on it. They do it because they enjoy doing it. Where I guess now, like especially in the current climate with commentary and just in general on YouTube, I feel like you see a lot more of the main channel is like work, second channel is relaxed, passion project.
Mm-hmm.
I can do anything I want, right? And I feel like for a lot of people that's what it is. But for you, it seems like you've got that balance between both, where it is just all passion.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
is that nice for you? Because I guess for some other people they'd be stressed about views, money, stuff like that for it. But for you, it seems like you've got all that together and you're not worried about a lot of it. Is that nice to be in that state where it's like this is like my passion, this is what I enjoy doing?
Well, it is. I think I just say I paused because there was a point where it was extremely stressful. I think May of last year, every video that I put
Hmm.
out just bombed. Like they weren't getting any views. I was getting pressure, I was having pressure because of like, I have bills and everything else that I had to pay. But
Hmm.
I kind of just, I don't know, out of nowhere, I kind of like didn't worry about it anymore. And eventually I know that YouTube's something that's never going to be like linear. It's never going to go up. You're never going to see yourself just constantly rising. There's going to be points where you're falling, or there's going to be points where you're not having the month that you want. It's pretty unpredictable in a way. Like you can
Hmm.
kind of have an estimate of where your views are going to be per month, but it's very much hit or miss. Or but more so hit than what it is as a miss.
Hmm.
It's very rare that I would get like a really bad month unless I'm not uploading. So during that month of May, then I was like stressing, but now I feel like I'm not as stressed out of it as like stressed out from it. And I think it's because I did move my content to longer videos, so I feel like people watch them more often. And I don't know, it's a good outlet. I guess I could say is because in May I was doing like really short videos, maybe like 12-minute long videos, and then in the matter of just one video, I'm already like tripling that. So I don't
Hmm.
know.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm just not super stressed out about it, and I guess it does feel good because I'm not over here like staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning thinking about things I have to do differently. But
yeah.
yeah, I'm happy that I have the community that I have.
Hmm.
And recently, like I said, I was trying to put like a little bit more of my personality into the main channel, just so I can have like more like closer, tight knit community, and more people feel uh like they're part of the community whenever they watch my videos.
Yeah, like I guess with that, right, like you said, like it is nice because I guess for you, like you said, right, you don't have to be up at like 3 o'clock in the morning going, oh fuck, like, well, what do I need to do next, right? Like, how do I need
Hmm.
to format this? What do I need to do? Which I feel like a lot of people do, right? I have some of those nights sometimes where I'm up really like going, oh, like, how can I change this? How can I do this? Which
Hmm.
I guess isn't necessarily always healthy, all right? And I guess you're in a great position where you don't have to do that and where you're not doing that. And just on the topic of views, like I don't know if this is crude or not, but how was your reaction with some of your most popular videos getting like over 1 million views, right? Because I feel like that's a big achievement for anyone, right? To like hit a video
Hmm.
which has over 1 million views. Like, what was your reaction when like posting those videos and seeing that? Because I guess no one expects when they upload a video that, oh my god, this is gonna like get 1 million views, whatever, right? A lot of people think, okay, this might do well, whatever. But like for you, how was that? Like, how was that seeing like that number there? What was your reaction to all of it?
All right, this might be a little bit of rambling on, but um, when it first happened, like with the GeoWise video, I'm like, man, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm there. And then I'd get another million, or I think I had like spurts where I'd get like million views, which is great. But then I gotta understand, like I had to figure out and stay humble because I know that the next video probably isn't gonna hit a million. Like that's just how the YouTube climate is. So I think
Hmm.
staying grounded is something that I've had to learn over the last like 2 years because there'd be points where I'll have like one or two videos or three videos within like a 4 month span get over 1 million views. Don't quote me on that because I'm not sure how right that is, but
Yeah.
there'll be like a good span of videos that do really well. Even if they don't hit a million, they'll hit like 500,000, and I'll be like really like you can't stop yourself from being really excited from that. But recently with like the mini lad video, I've like even my wife was like, "Why aren't you as happy? Usually you're like super happy when you hit like a million." But I got to tell myself, I got to stay grounded. This shouldn't deter me from uploading videos because I found myself in the past hitting like big milestones, like a million views, and then I'll take a couple weeks off because I'm like, "Oh, I already had a million views. I don't really need to do upload any more videos. I'm good for
Yeah.
this month, like on money." But then now I gotta humble myself to realize like this isn't like a one in a million thing, but if you get a million views, then you're recommended more. So the next video gets views as well, just off of YouTube recommending you more and having you in the algorithm. And I think that's
Yeah.
something that I had to worry or think about and then like ground myself because I feel like at some points in the past, then I was really like, I wasn't grounded. I was too high up in the air and I would be like, flexing that I hit like 1 million views, and it just wasn't the right way to go about things. Whereas now I feel like I'm a year older since since starting
Yeah.
the channel, and I just want to be grounded and humble and make sure that I'm never gonna be like, you know, a rice scum or somebody that lets the views and stuff go to their head.
And I
Sorry,
guess on that, right?
that was a little bit of a ramble.
No, it's all good, man. It's all good. And I guess on that, a lot of people, when they do hit a massive milestone, right? There's a lot of stress for that next upload, right? Like, I know I've had it. I know a lot
Definitely.
of people I speak to have had it. When you upload a video, it does really well, right? If it's
Hmm.
100,000 views, 1 million views, or whatever, like whatever looks really well for you, right? And then
Hmm.
you upload your next video and it doesn't do as well, right? It might still do all right. It might do terribly, whatever, right? I feel like
Hmm.
there's a lot of stress on that. And is that something you faced uploading a video after you've had a video maybe get 500,000 views or 1 million or whatever, and it hasn't done as well? Like what has that happened to you? And what if so? Like, what was your thought process with that?
Oh yeah, of course. That's happened a lot. Even though I try to stay grounded and humbled, then even with the mini lad video, the video after that, I was kind of stressing, and I'm like, damn, what if this doesn't do that well? I mean, it's probably not going to do that well anyways. But it's like,
Mhm.
I guess, like I'm not sure if you had Advil on the channel yet or on a
Yeah,
podcast,
yeah.
but he
Hmm.
used to be my editor, and he's still in my description of my
Oh,
videos. But I
hmm.
talk to him a lot because he'll be in his like in his own head saying that he's nervous to upload a video. But like I tell him, just upload the video. You never know how well it's going to do. You could be stressing that it's not going to do well, and all of a sudden it does great. So I think I had to take that into account as well sometimes, to where yeah, it might not hit 1 million views, but there's always a chance that I could, and there's always a chance I can do maybe more than what you're expecting. If I'm expecting 100,000, it could always do way more than that. So yeah, I just
Yeah.
you just upload the video. That's what I have to say to myself a lot of the times.
No, 100%. And that's great advice, right? Because I know personally myself, I look at uploading a video and I go, well, like, I don't know if it's going to do well. Like, this, like, bomb, like, it might do terribly. But then, like, you never know, right? Like, how well that
Hmm.
video would do. Like, I know my most popular video on my channel, it was a guy called Star Wars Theory, right? Like, well, when I was making the video, it was just a video that I wanted to do, right? That I thought it was going to do awfully, but then it became my most popular video, all right? Because
Hmm.
you've got to take risks. You can't sit there and go, well, I don't want to upload this because I don't know if it's going to hit that amount of views, right? Because
Hmm.
otherwise, you're never going to upload another video again, right? You're going to be in that state constantly going, well, this video might not do as well as that video I did 3 years ago that got 1 million views, whatever, right? You're never ever
Exactly.
going to be able to leave that state. And it seems like you've got that down now to the point where you're not worrying constantly. But I guess it's always at the back of your head, right? Of
Yeah.
like, I'm still pretty worried that this video might not do as well, but you've just got to like overcome it and upload that video anyways.
Hmm.
And I guess like you're doing that and you're doing that well. And I have
Thank
like
you.
just the final. Oh, well, sorry. Yeah, continue. Sorry, man.
Oh no, I was just saying thank you.
Oh, no, no. And just like the final question. I think this might be a bit of a longer one. But or I don't know because I feel like for you, I haven't seen a lot of this surrounding you, so this might be a short one. But I ask a lot of guests when they come on, because commentary stuff. Have you ever
Mhm.
been involved in any drama or controversy at all, or have you had a pretty clean slate with all that?
Uh, I mean, yeah, I've had a lot of. Well, I wouldn't say a lot of controversy.
Hmm.
I've got myself in some drama. Obviously, when you're talking about another YouTuber, you're always bound to pull at somebody's strings, or they'll not feel like they'll be hurt from the video that you made. And I mean, I can understand it. If I was on the receiving end of that, then I would be like, damn. So, like, I can
Yeah.
understand it. Um, I guess I don't know. There's BHD, Blasphemous HD TV, that I made a video on where,
Mhm.
in the matter of maybe like a month or so, then it went from like 0 views to like 400,000.
Yeah.
And during that video, I made a 30-second joke because his editor said that he was saying some really creepy shit about like the people that he would react to. I'm not sure if you know like BHD, but he used to be a really big reaction channel back in the day,
Hmm.
but now he only generates like 12,000 views or something.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why I bring that up in the future. But
Hmm.
during that time, his editors said that like Brandy and Randy, those are their names. They're saying that they would have to cut down a lot of stuff that he would say about underage people that he was reacting to. So
Yeah.
for a quick second, like maybe 30 seconds, not even. I said a joke. I said EDP, and I like coughed, and I was like, oh wait, my bad. I meant BHD.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that one little 30-second thing caused a ruckus with just BHD. So maybe 3 or 4 months after that video was uploaded, it's already got its views, so it's out of the algorithm. It wasn't gaining any traction. I see all of a sudden it starts to like start gaining views, and I'm like, what's going on? And then I go into
Yeah.
my Instagram DMs, and then I see that he wrote me, and he was like, "Man, I hate the video. You called me a predator. I went to jail. They don't do that here. Whatever. I don't know. It was a bunch of random whatever he was saying. So at that point, I was trying to be professional because again, I don't remember what I said in the video. It was like 6 months before, and that's a long time in YouTube standards. So.
Hmm.
I'm like, well, can you give me like a timestamp of like when you said it? And even I went through the video to see exactly what he was talking about, and he was like, "You tried to call me a predator." I'm like, "Man, it's only like 30 seconds." I'm pretty sure nobody even caught that until you bring it up. So
Yeah.
throughout the comments of that video, people are saying that they missed the old BHD because the whole point of the video is that he was started to become repetitive, and his reactions started to be just like forced. He didn't really care about the videos, and he would constantly react to the same things, kind of like Sniper Wolf, which is what she
Hmm.
kind of does now. But I kept trying to tell him that people don't care about that. They knew that was just a joke, but they wanted you to go back to the same way that you used to be. Like people miss the old you. That's why I told him, and he was
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna make a video on you, blah blah
Hmm.
blah. And he did a video on it, but he pretty much throughout the whole video he made fun of the way that I looked and that I was fat. And then he said that I got my wife off of like sugardaddies.com or something. I don't know exactly.
Yeah.
But uh things that really didn't affect me and things that he couldn't defend. So the thing that I try to point out to all of his followers when I made a response video is that he never defended any of the points that I made in the video. He just resorted to attacking the people that said those things about him. Like how they said that they had to clip out a lot of the stuff because he was saying a lot of like weird things in his videos that were towards kids. So people were like his own editors that were his friends were saying this. So I'm like, how much of a lie could this be? Obviously it could be a lie. But if two people are saying the same exact thing, so I'm like
Yeah.
so I'm like so that happened. And then recently he came back in the Discord as well, and he was like he had his like 4 most loyal subscribers, and he was like trying to go off. And this time I wasn't being too like professional because I was like, whatever. I already know how this guy is. He's gonna come in, try to have me make a video on him so he gets a little bit more attention, and then whatever else. So he went into the Discord, complained and whatever else, and tried to say that I was fat or that my wife only likes me for the financial security or whatever else. And
Yeah.
I don't know. And then he was saying he had some anime girls that I don't know. This dude's weird, but I started just like joking around with him. Like I told him to hang it up. I told him to hang it up. The views are dead. Like things like that. Like I was just trolling him back because like back in the day I used to be a pretty big troll, not on the internet but to my friends. But
Hmm.
it makes me sound it makes me sound like I'm on the internet, like yeah, like in the comment sections.
Yeah.
But no, I usually do things just to get under people's skin because I don't know. It's like somebody like BHD, it's fun to do. So
Yeah.
he kept saying like, I sleep great at night knowing that I'm not like you. So I kept just spamming like whatever makes you feel sleep good at night. And he just kept going with it. That was the
Yeah.
same reply to everything. And he ended up just leaving the Discord. And I'm like, damn, I didn't want him to leave. So
Yeah.
that happened. And then I think he knew that I wasn't gonna make another video on him. And I think that's what he wanted to do. But yeah, that never happened. And I guess I don't know if you have anything like did you want to ask any questions? Because I was going to talk about the InternetAjay video too, because I feel like people think that I have beef with InternetAjay. I don't. So I just wanted to speak on that real quick too.
Yeah. 100%. Like, if you want to talk about that real quickly, that's of course like you can do that, man.
All right. So yeah, the InternetAjay video I just put out, it was no hate on InternetAjay. I feel like people have made videos on InternetAjay. And I'm like, let me take a crack at it just to see and give my own opinions. That's one of the videos I was kind of like more opinionated opinionated on my channel about. And I think it comes from a place of like hurt because InternetAjay, he was really big, and then all of a sudden he left when the views got low. He's literally stated it in his final video and like in his community tab. And
Yeah.
for me, I felt like kind of annoyed because I've been doing YouTube again like since I was 12 years old, and this is all I've ever wanted to do. This was never just like a hobby to me. Well, I guess it was a hobby to me, but like this is all I ever wanted to do. This has been my passion since I was like young, since I started watching Smosh and all that. And for him to just have a couple bad months where he wasn't uploading and wasn't trying, and then all of a sudden just quit, then it made me feel like damn, he actually wasn't in it, and he didn't care about it as much as like I do. I gotta understand that some people really don't care about YouTube as much as I do. Whereas if they can make money from it, then that's fine. But if they can't, then they're out. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know if you have that same feeling, but for me, I kind of like made me upset because again, I've been doing YouTube since I was 12, so to see him just up and leave when the going got tough, it kind of like bothered me because it was like, damn. So yeah.
Yeah. No, 100%. Like, I guess on that, right? Like, I can 100% like relate with that, right? It's like I don't do this podcast because I think it's gonna get loads of views, right?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't get loads and loads of views, right? It does all right for the podcast size, right? The podcast isn't massive, but I enjoy
Mhm.
doing it, all right? I enjoy speaking to a range of commentators. If it's you, if it's Turkey Tom, if it's whoever, right? Like, I
Mhm.
enjoy speaking, right? And I get something out of it. I get to like learn a lot more about the creator, but like behind like these videos and stuff,
Mhm.
and I enjoy doing it. And it's never from a perspective of views. So I 100% get that. That like looking at someone like InternetAjay who like 300,000 subscribers, people that love his videos, people that wanted more videos. And it did very much seem like he quit because lack of views or the money had
Mhm.
dried up, right? And I guess from especially a viewer perspective, it's like, well, what was even the point of subscribing and watching all these videos if that's how you're gonna repay us in that sense?
Mhm.
Or is that if you're a
Exactly.
subscriber, like you subscribe because you enjoy the content, you want to support the person, you like it, or whatever. And as soon as they quit because the views aren't high enough, I disagree with that. I think that's the wrong motivation to leave. If your channel starts like fizzling out or you've lost motivation because of it, I completely understand that. But you sort of push through it, or you just
Mhm.
say, look, like my motivation has got low. Well, I'm going to slow down with videos, but I'm still going to create content, right? Because that's what you are, a
Exactly.
content creator. So I 100% like get that. It's like I don't know. I feel like there needs to be more of a reason to put down that and stop making videos.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, 100% get that. And just on that note, man, I really do appreciate you coming on Trash Talk for like 40 minutes and just talking about like you, your channel, and other things.
Yeah. No, I really enjoyed coming on. I wanted to get like closer to the community and talk more,
Hmm.
like get more personal. And I think that's something that I've been trying to do this whole year. Like I've made a video with Lonza, who's a part of the community as well. And
Yeah.
like I just want to be more out there with some of the people that are in my community. Like I feel like I was so to myself to where I didn't reach out or talk to other creators, and I think it was just me being shy and maybe
Hmm.
people not knowing or liking my content. I guess I gotta put that behind me, anyways. But there's a point where sorry, I'm talking more. So
It's all good, man.
there was a point where Romeo Lacoste sent an email saying that he was going to try to take me to court if I didn't delete the video that I made on him. So I
Hmm.
put that onto Twitter. I'm not sure if you retweeted it. I'm pretty sure you did.
Hmm.
But what came of that is like Mr. Gigi email or sent me a DM. Jay Aubrey sent me a DM. Turkey Tom, we talked and chopped it up. A lot of people within the community said that they saw my videos and liked it, or they saw my videos and got the idea to do a video on different people. And it made me feel good. It made me feel like I wasn't alone. Where sometimes YouTube, if you're in your own space, sometimes you could feel alone. And I think that's the hardest thing as for being a YouTuber. Because
Hmm.
before this, I was working at a factory. I had my friends, and then like when you're a YouTuber, even if you're doing it as a passion project and you probably shouldn't quit your job like I did, but I quit my job because I wanted to do YouTube full time and it was just more relaxing to do it that way.
Yeah.
And but again, if you're going to be starting YouTube, you got to realize that it might be lonely, especially when you're first starting out, when you just want to grind and you just want to put out as much content as possible. But then
Yeah, yeah.
once you get to a point where you're like big enough to get views regardless of when you upload, like I took a month off because I was moving my house and I only uploaded the Jalyn video. But that video got a good amount of views, so I was like, "Hey, they still like me."
Yeah, yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
like, uh, yeah, I think it's just sometimes you're gonna be lonely, and sometimes you're gonna feel like you're alone. And I think it's okay to reach out to somebody, even like me, if you want to send me a DM to talk about content creation or even just talk about anything. Like I'm free to talk whenever. I just don't want other content creators to feel like they're alone and where they can reach out to other people within the community without the fear of them just being ignored, like how I had it, where I felt like I was just going to be ignored. That's the thing.
100%, and I think that's the best thing to do as a content creator, right? Is get involved with like other content creators, like build up around the community or get involved with the community. And I think that's a great thing to do, right? Is
Hmm.
find people that do similar content to you or are in the same community as you, be able to bounce back and forwards with ideas, be able to have a laugh and talk. Because, like you said, right? Well, when you start up as on YouTube, it is very lonely, right? For several
Hmm.
years, I'm just doing my own thing at my own pace, not with anyone really there, apart from maybe one or two people that I knew, but nothing
Hmm.
major. Whereas now it's very much like, well, there are people I know within the community, like I've got connections and stuff, and it's nice, right? Be able to like bounce off of people and go, hey, is this a good idea? Like what do you think about this? And like not feeling alone when something bad happens, like getting a strike or trying to be taken to court, right? Like it's
Hmm.
nice to have that support like around you as a content creator.
Exactly.
And so yeah, like again on that, I really do appreciate you coming on to Trash Talk, speaking about some stuff that usually a lot of people wouldn't hear from you.
Hmm. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, yeah, no worries, man. And if you did enjoy today's episode, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. But I've been your host Samuel, and I will catch you in the next episode of Trash Talk.